This is Pub Battle, Gettysburg, by Command Post Game. Buford's cavalry sits astride the Chambersburg pike at the very top of McPherson Ridge. Reynolds' First Corps is racing up the Emmitsburg Road. Heth's division races up the Emmitsburg pike and deploys. Reynolds remains in column and races forward. Heth's division fans out and drives forward. Buford's Springfield Armed Cavalry make Heth pay miserably. Howard's 11th Corps races up the Emmitsburg Road. Heth falls back to Hare Ridge. Pender comes up the Chambersburg pike to try his luck. Reynolds sets up his defenses. Pleasanton's cavalry, having done their job, are getting out of the way. Howard moves up to support Reynolds. Ewell's 2nd Corps slams into Howard. Heavy fighting, and both fall back. Ewell's 2nd Corps continues his drive on Reynolds' 1st Corps. Howard comes to his aid. Howard attempts to hold both flanks. Reynolds begins constructing a line in Gettysburg itself. Confederate artillery opens up on Wadsworth, Reynolds' 1st Division, to no effect. A.P. Hill outmaneuvers Howard's corps. Rowley's division is driven back. Wadsworth is able to fall back. Howard eliminates Rhodes' division in front of him, but Barlow is driven back as well. It's mid-afternoon, and the Union command ponders what to do. A.P. Hill knows what he's going to do. The Confederate 3rd Corps pushes hard. Pleasanton's cavalry races to support Rowley's division. Ewell hits the Union hard. Reynolds pulls his corps back. A.P. Hill inflicts heavy losses on Howard's corps. And on the Union right, Howard's corps falls back from Ewell's assault. Although it's risky to do so this early in the battle, Reynolds decides he has to deploy bags and recover some of his troops. Wadsworth and Robinson's divisions are brought back up to strength. Buford's cavalry is holding the Union left. Howard pulls skirts off the hill and attempts to bring him around to the Union right. A.P. Hill's artillery sets up on Seminary Ridge. Ewell's 2nd Corps pushes hard on Culp's Hill. Dan Sickles' 3rd Corps begins arriving and consults with Howard. With heavy losses, Ewell pushes towards Culp's Hill. Howard's tired troops hold and deliver a savage blow to Ewell's troops. Ewell's corps has taken heavy losses. Now, round about dinner time, Slocum's 12th Corps has come up and they're up the Baltimore Pike and are moving over towards Hanover Road. A.P. Hill's artillery opens up on the Union left and drives Rowley from the hill. A.P. Hill occupies the high ground in the Peach Orchard. Reynolds flanks Early. Early falls back. And the remainder of 2nd and 3rd Corps race up the Chambersburg Pike. The sun is low in the sky. It's the last chance for anyone to do anything. Sickles' Corps begins building the Union left. Slocum's 12th Corps begins building the Union right. Buford's cavalry holds ground in front of the Round Top. Ewell's 2nd Corps has to hightail it off the road to make way for the 1st Corps when they come on. With the bags unpacked, Reynolds' 1st Corps is gaining strength. A.P. Hill's artillery opens up on Union troops on Cemetery Hill to no effect. Now as the sun sets, the last combat of the day, Longstreet's Corps makes its appearance. On the Union left, Heth's division fights to complete exhaustion. It's no longer combat effective at all, and nor is Birney's division. And Pender's Corps is just too exhausted to gain any ground, and they fall back. Night falls, and both armies try to recover what they can. And the sun rises over Gettysburg on the 2nd day of battle. Longstreet and Lee overlook the assault in the Union center, and Longstreet's fresh 1st Corps is too much for Reynolds' spent 1st Corps after a heavy day of fighting. Now this morning it looked like the Union was going to be able to get something going on its right flank here. He still had the Iron Brigade holding Cemetery Hill, and everything was going to be okay for the federal troops. Meade was going to have his army doing what he needed it to be doing. And suddenly, the center has collapsed. Here's the exposed baggage train, so all the Union support that was built up over the night behind the hill is now exposed. The 1st Minnesota, along with the rest of Gibbon's division, races forward to recapture the hill. The rest of Hancock's corps moves up to fill in the empty space. A.P. Hill's artillery opens up on the Union center. Rowley's division is hit hard, but holds its ground. Slocum's 12th Corps drives heavily on the Confederates in the center. Longstreet is maneuvered out of position and knows it, and he falls back into Gettysburg. The Union artillery begins to stiffen the line. Sykes gets an urgent message from Meade to wheel about and bring up and reinforce the Union right to begin a drive. Ewell's artillery opens up, but is ineffective. That's not helping. Sickles occupies Devil's Den. Late morning, and it looks like the Union has restored its line. Sykes' 5th Corps is forming up. Union artillery shells Confederate artillery. Longstreet's artillery in Gettysburg opens up on Howard's troops in front of Culp's Hill. Hood's troops drive forward. In fact, all of Longstreet's recovered corps attacks the center one more time. Barlow feels like he can hold. He's gonna hold. After withstanding the attacks from Longstreet's artillery, Ewell's artillery opens up on Skirtz's division, driving it out of there. Flanking attack the Unions, driving into Steinwehr's division through the artillery smoke. Ewell has gone all in. A.P. Hill, not to be left out, drives forward while his artillery itself falls back to resupply. Sickles' Corps drives ahead. 12th Corps flanks Ewell's attack. Pulls the artillery back. Smoke from the artillery clears. Let's start the combat. Sickles destroys the rest of Heth's division. A.P. Hill comes out of the peach orchard and takes the bottom of Cemetery Ridge. And after heavy fighting all along the line, Hancock has 1 division in fairly good condition, but Lee has 4 divisions in fairly good condition. The North's bags are exposed, but the South has a lot of guys to recover as well. And will they press the attack, or will they recover a lot of their spent troops? About lunchtime. Hot, thirsty work. Ewell does a little of both. He recovers a bunch of divisions next to the supply train here, and with his fresh Anderson division, charges the Union right. Can't say the South isn't aggressive. The 12th Corps unpacks bags, as well as stabilizing the line on the right, disengaging from the Confederate attack. Sickles flank attacks Hill. A.P. Hill sends Pender's division against the Union bags. This is the last turn, turn 4 of day 2. Hancock flank attacks A.P. Hill's division, and there's no way for that. If it has to retreat, there's nowhere for it to go. 1st Corps is activated. This means they pack up their bags and get them out of there. Double points instead of triple points. Reynolds is not going down without a fight. Buford flanks Pender. Alright, now this is the way you handle this kind of combat. Both sides are flanking, so the flanks cancel out. The South chooses the order of combat, and you do it by attackers. So Pender here, attack first. He's a straight up balance because they're flanked on both sides. First time around, Humphrey was destroyed. Now you have Buford left. Buford is simply going to retreat. It's the end of the round. He can retreat if he wants. So that's it. That ends that combat. We'll do this combat next. It doesn't matter. He can't retreat. He's eliminated. And he fails to do any damage. Next along we have this one. Now this one, if the Union were choosing, they would do this attack first. But the South chooses, and they'll do this attack first. But now this guy he's flanked. They each do one, so they each retreat. But this is Hood. He's elite. He absorbs. Now we have Steinwehr. But you know what? He's going to retreat because he probably wouldn't win those 2 battles. This combat. This actually isn't a combat because this is the rear side of Hood and the flank of Williams. So there's no combat there. They were probably just jostled and put together like that. So the turn ends. The North has taken out 5 Southern divisions. That's 15 points. The South has taken out 3 divisions for 9 points, plus an elite division for 4 more points for 13 points, and the Union had to pack up its baggage, so that's doubled to 26 points. So 26 to 15, the South has won. Now because the Union packed up their bags, they're essentially, it's called being forced back. So at this point, they're falling back. The South will have Gettysburg. Good game.